building. And let's move. Volume is still so off for me. There we go. So, nestled in the rocky foothills of the snow-capped Sorb Mountains is the mining town of Phandalin, which consists of 40 or 50 simple log buildings. Crumbling stone ruins surround the newer houses and shops, showing how this must have been a larger town in centuries past. Phandalin's residents are quiet, hard-working folk who came from distant cities to eke out a life amid the harsh wilderness. They are farmers, stonecutters, blacksmiths, traders, prospectors and children. The town has no walls and no garrison, but most of the adults keep weapons within easy reach in case the need for arms should arise. Visitors are welcome here, particularly if they have coin to spend or news to share. The Stonehill Inn at the centre of town offers modest lodging and meals, and a couple of doors down from the inn, posted outside the town master's hall, is a job board for adventurers. Much like yourselves, as you find yourselves making your way in to this small settlement as described, and with your companion looking for work and immediately heading to the job board before you. Can you take it over to Franklin? I've decided this is not as far back as I said it was, Tom, because I realised I'd have to change like 90% of the NPCs because they would all be too young.
That is true.
So I'm going to say it's like 5 years before.
Nope.
So as you march up towards this job board in the centre of Phandalin, next to the Townsmaster's Hall, what describe to me, each of you, what your characters look like, how they've come to Phandalin, what reason they might have come to Phandalin, and yeah, just give me a basic description as you make your way through the sort of semi-bustling street. Tom, do you want to go first?
Yeah, you would see someone who, if you began from the ground upwards, wouldn't be that striking. Dusty leather boots, an assortment of leather straps and armor. Looks worn, but not horrendously battle damaged or anything like that. But as you sort of panned, spear in hand as well, and a light crossbow slung across their back. But as you panned further, you would be struck by a dull gold, worked and very old burnished. Looks golden, but perhaps it's brass or bronze. You'd have to look closer. Mask, covered over the face. This mask has very detailed, filigree, swirling designs on it. And behind the mask, you'd see slicked back, sort of shoulder length, deep, reddish hair. And then next to this figure, you would see, so I'm assuming we're starting with our sidekicks.
You would be, yeah.
You'd see a halfling, short blonde hair, freckles across the face, and a little yellow goldfinch on her shoulder. I think Madrior has come to Phandalin because the bigger cities, I think they've spent some time in both Neverwinter and Waterdeep, and have been somewhat disillusioned by the busyness, the hustle and bustle of the bigger cities, and the complexity of it, really. They walk quite a pure life of purpose, simple purpose to heal and protect those who need healing and protection.
How do you think Madriel and Nib met?
I think Nib was in Waterdeep.
Makes a lot of sense.
And quite simply, her penchant for gambling led her into some people's bad graces, and Madriel intervened when things were looking nasty. I don't think Madriel hurt anyone, but between the mask and quite a sort of powerful voice when they want a powerful voice, I think they turned away.
Quite intimidating.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Hannah, do you want to describe your character and her psychic approaching?
Yeah. Quite probably more bog standard dwarven sort of appearance. My character's got really heavy armor on, and a shield. The shield's got sapphires embedded within it, and she's got a little tiara with it, but much like the picture, pretty much. You'd see little sidekick next to her. Looks exactly like her picture, because I love the picture. And why they're there? Well, my character is driven by destiny, and she thinks she's got a destiny to help people and lend a hand, basically. Like, if someone's in trouble, she's going to be there to help, and her friend is very much the same. I'd say they're both got the not like super typical dwarven skepticism, but both. Yeah, but basically they're there to help people as well, driven by destiny.
Do you think? How do you think Ruby and Sapphire met? And I think you said that they'd come up with like a little team name since they'd sort of started traveling together.
I can't remember what it was. You have to remind me.
I think it was the Bad Luck Bulwarks. Because you said Sapphire and Ruby together is considered bad luck.
It is considered bad luck. So yeah, the Bad Luck Bulwark is their little nickname. They've come up together while they've been helping people. They just kind of travel around. They're adventurers and they want to help people on their way, but they also want to earn money. You know, they got to have a living. Yeah, bad luck Bulwark.
Love it.
Awesome. So as you approach this job sign in the centre of Phandalin, each of you spots the sort of other party as you kind of almost bump into each other as you look up at this job sign that has a number of different sort of postings upon it, sort of nailed in and like parchment paper, and you can see it's sort of stamped with a particular like marking and signed with a sort of fancy looking bit of ink in each on each bit of parchment.
Is it just the one parchment?
There would be 3 in total, actually. So you sort of, as you sort of make your way up, you reach out to grab it. There's 3 you see before you that written at the top. You see, one says, Dwarven excavation. Dwarf prospectors found ancient dwarven ruins in the mountains southwest of here and have been working an archaeological dig seeking treasure and relics. They need to be warned that a white dragon has moved into the area. Take the warning to them, then return to Townmaster Harbin Wester to collect a reward of 50 gold pieces. So I'll pop that little quest for you in. My mouse is being a bit funny. I'll pop each of these in the chat. The second bit of paper says, a clan of reclusive rock gnomes resides in a small network of caves in the mountains to the southeast. The gnomes of Gnomengard are known for their magical inventions, and they might have something with which to defeat the dragon. Get whatever you can from them, If you bring back something useful and don't want to keep it for yourselves, Townmaster Harbin Wester will pay you 50 gold pieces for it. And then finally, the last quest says, the local midwife, an acolyte of Shaun T, named Adabara Gwyn, lives by herself in a stone windmill on the side of a hill a few miles south of Phandalin. With dragon sightings becoming more common, it's not safe for her to be alone. Urge Adabra, that's such a hard name, to return to Phandalin. Once she's safe, visit Townmaster Harbin Wester to claim a reward of 25 gold pieces. And I think Nip would look up at you, Madriel, and Nib, sorry, not Nip, would look up at you, Madriel, and just said, what's all this talk of dragons?
It's news to me, Nib. But dragons are potentially great dealers of horror and evil. We should keep that in mind.
They give me the willies, to be honest. And Lil, and she looks down to her little goldfinch on her shoulder and kind of like sort of strokes her chin, who she kind of like nestles into her finger, and she says, I've never seen a dragon, or to be honest, I kind of never thought they were that real.
I believe them to be real. I think those who do see them have smaller chances of walking away unscathed. But come now, Nib, let's not be rude.
She turns. I assume Sapphire and Ruby are right there.
Yeah, they would be. And I think as like you're talking, Ruby would probably lean over and says, "Oh, not to worry yourself, little one. I've seen a dragon in my time, and I live to tell the tale." And Nib kind of looks up, like looking really quite impressed, and like, "Oh, well, that's good. Hopefully, that means that." Well, if we come across one, then we'll be all right, right, Madriel? And like you can see, Ruby kind of does a little kind of grin and a little wink at her, and then sort of looks up to greet you, Madriel, and says, "Well, it's lovely to meet such fine folk looking for. I assume you're looking for work as well."
We are looking to best help the good people of this small town. My name is Keeper Madriel. You may address me simply as Madriel, and this is Nib Adelsper, my good friend and companion.
Well, it's lovely to meet you both, and I'm Ruby Hammerwacker. I have to say that I like the sound of fighting for those who cannot fight for themselves. That's why me and Sapphire are in this line of work, aren't we? Sapphire, come say hello.
Sapphire looks up from the paper she's reading on the wall. She's looks over. She's indeed we are. Well, I was just wondering which one of these to take first. I imagine the this lady that lives nearby is probably the best.
Well, I was thinking that, with reports of a dragon about, no matter how not scared of it I am, little one, there's two options we could go with. I was thinking, we could either take one of these quests each for ourselves and earn a bit of extra coin, or the smarter and the more fun, I think, venture would be to maybe combine our forces. I think that might lead to a bit of a safer time, wouldn't it, little one? What do you say? She kind of holds out a hand, sort of like gesturing to shake your hand, Madriel.
I was hoping to say something along those lines. Would be A pleasure, and we'd benefit greatly from your knowledge of a dragon. Was it a white one you saw before?
Aye, many years ago. Up, further south. That's when I have heard of these, reports.
Huge creatures they are. Have you ever seen or heard of their size?
I'm afraid I'm lost on that count.
What's your skills? Can't be dragging civilians into dangerous lizard territory.
Very wise. If you'll permit me,
Madriel reaches forward towards whatever the least offensive thing Sapphire has on her person or is holding. If she's like got her shield on her arm, Madriel would reach towards it and cast the light cantrip on it.
Very useful to have magic on your side.
Ah,
I specialize in tending to wounds, healing those who need to be healed.
I mean, not to say, but I mean, she nudges Ruby. Probably a bit better than our botch jobs with the bandages, eh?
oh aye. I don't want to get that nasty case of gout again after last time.
Oh, that was nasty. Knocked you out for a whole 3 days.
Oh, it was a nightmare. Couldn't move, stuck in the inn. And I love to be stuck in an inn, but, I get only for so long before you get bored, I can't stand being inside. You'll find me out on the green, not like many of my kind, to be honest.
Like me and you both getting a bit itchy feet in there, aren't we?
Oh, exactly. Figuratively and literally for me. And Nib looks up at you, Sapphire, and up at Ruby and says, Madriel's really great with magic. She even taught me as well. And she lifts up her sort of little staff and also casts the light cantrip on the end of her staff.
Oh, well, that's perfect then. Magic, brawn combination. And it'd be an interesting working with you if you're picking the same thing as us, of course. Don't want to stray you afar.
Oh, I think finally we'll have a bit of backup, Sapphire. We'll have to beating our head against the wall. Sometimes you kind of wish for a magic user to have your back, if you know what I mean. Winks at you, Madriel.
You see no expression with the mask there, but just says,
do you require any medical attention now?
Oh, I'm apart from a bit of arthritis in the bones. I don't think that's going away anytime soon, though. No, I'm fit as a fiddle, as they say.
Good. And you?
Not unless you can fix a dented leg, but it's been there a while.
May I see?
Yeah, sticks out a leg. It's just got a bit of a rivet in the muscle, but not too bad.
does it look healed over?
Yeah, pretty healed over.
It's like an old battle wound kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Madriel takes a moment, but just says,
Yeah, I hope it doesn't trouble you. I'm not sure there's much I can do for such an old thing.
Oh, no. When you get the adrenaline going, you can barely feel the thing.
Well, if it's permissible to the two of you, I think joining our forces is of the utmost best idea. We cover each other's weaknesses, as you've pointed out, and in such dangerous times, surely us together will be better for helping these local people than us apart.
Oh, I think so, definitely, especially with your healing. We've come across a few that needed it, and well, bandage jobs, like I said before, wasn't not the greatest.
No, the best solution I have for sending someone to the doctor is just eating an apple a day, to be honest.
Yeah.
And those are hard enough to come by.
I mean, I recommended rabbit. She recommended apples. Kind of works.
Can't say I've ever heard of the saying "eat a rabbit a day keeps the doctor away."
Oh, you gotta
Root
get that
Sapphire.
healthy eating, though.
Well, I suppose so. A bit of meat and veg.
Exactly. Most important.
I don't suppose you two are familiar with Fandolin at all.
Madriel looks down towards Nib.
I'm afraid not. This is my first time in the village. Nib?
No, this is the furthest I've been north from Waterdeep. I'd like to go to Neverwinter someday. They say that's quite nice. I'm not really used to how quiet things are.
Have the two of you been here before?
Oh, I think we've popped through a few times, but not really. Old Barthan up at the Barthan's Provisions is quite a nice fella. If you want some gear to get you on your way, but we've stayed at old Toblin's place a few times, haven't we, Sapphire?
Well, indeed, they usually got a few jobs going around here, or at least passing through.
Always some goblins or orcs to deal with.
And this Harbin Wester fellow, are they a good type?
I don't really know, to be honest. I think he's quite new to the townsmaster's position. I think the old townsmaster he passed away quite recently. I think apparently he was getting really on though, to be honest.
Of course, time will come for us all eventually.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, well, if it's not rude to ask as well, I was just keeping an eye on that mask of yours. Is there a reason? It looks very ornate.
There is a reason.
Madriel would reach up and remove the mask. Time to try out that there token.
Oh yeah. Hopefully it works.
It does work.
Yeah, as she's taking the mask on, Nib kind of looks up and is like, "It's because she's too pretty underneath for everyone else." And then kind of grins slightly.
Quiet now, Nib. If you look closely, you'll see I am not ashamed, but it has brought me great consternation, superstition, trouble from those around me. I find it easier to simply wear the mask, not trouble others with things they don't quite understand.
And you see that on Madriel's skin there are these like seams of dull gold colour where it looks like the skin's almost not broken open from within, but just kind of it's almost like parted. There's like these little seams of gold, like
Make the token big, say.
cracks of porcelain
Very
across
cool.
their face.
I think Sapphire would be very intrigued because obviously Sapphire and Ruby, they got gem names. They know about gems.
Yeah.
They're like, Sapphire just looks at it. She's looking at it quite intently. She's like, well, I've never seen skin that would remind me of the walls back home. Cracked open with the gems of, well, that inspires the name, doesn't it?
Well, thank you.
I think
Yours is...
I think Nib's got a point there, Miss Madriela. You're quite a beautiful one. No need to hide that lovely face.
Very kind. Perhaps here, in a smaller place, I might not. In the cities, it just made things so much easier, and folks who needed my care came to know me by the mask. So, but if it does not trouble you, I will go without for now.
Not troubled at all. Kind of quite like the reminder, you know.
Yes, it's not painful. It's not degenerative. It's something I've always had.
Is it magical?
I've been told it does flare a little when I'm using my magics.
Nib's like
But-
nodding along.
But I've never found any other connection, or I have no explanation for it.
Quite remarkable, and in any case, yeah, very impressive.
Well,
I wouldn't keep that hidden, man. I'll be showing that off.
well, for now, I'll keep my mask at my side. Kind of attaches it to
Oh yeah.
belt. Shall we proceed with this? I think you were wise to say that the first port of call should be here closest to Fandlin, the midwife.
I think so. Easy enough of persuasion if we mention the dangerous lizards about. Dare not say the name. Might provoke them to turn up any second.
Aye, indeed. I wonder how I'm not familiar with this. A stone windmill. A few miles south. I mean, I'm sure it can't be that hard to find, but perhaps we should.
What?
Perhaps someone around town might know. We could always see if
I expect so.
anyone's about.
Mentioned a Toblin.
Oh yeah, Toblin, he runs the Stonehill Inn, him and his wife.
Would that be a sensible first port of call?
I don't see why not. Toblin's usually got something up his sleeve. I'm sure he could find us something useful. Aye, let's head over there and have a congratulatory first day on the job together pint, shall we? I'm buying, of course.
Madriel nods towards Ruby with a little smile.
Aye, well let's go then.
Indeed.
This accent is
Well,
so fucking all over the place. Right, so you make your way across town to another building on the other side, and let me just quickly. It's really just a modest sort of 2-story roadhouse. And as you go inside, there's a few people around. It's quite early in the morning, to be honest, and but you do see a sort of kind of quite a heavy man behind the bar, with sort of younger middle-aged, getting a little bit of a belly there, but not quite there yet. You think maybe in a few years he might struggle to tighten his belt completely. Quickly. There's the old. Should be the right one, I think. Oh, sorry, a bit loud. So as you go in, sort of you see Ruby kind of puts her hand up towards Toblin and says, "Mr. Stonehill, it's a pleasure to be back in these parts once again." And he sort of looks up from cleaning a glass on the just behind the counter behind him, and says, "Oh, Ruby, it's been a while. And you, Sapphire, of course."
Oh, so it has. I'll take the usual, I suppose.
Aye, ales for you both. What about your friends?
Oh yeah. She sort of turns around and puts a little hand towards them. This is Keeper Madriel. Did you say it was?
Right.
And
Yes.
little Nib here. I don't think I heard your last name.
Oh, it's Adelsper, Nib Adelsper, and And she points to her goldfinch. Says, "This is Lil. Say hello, Lil." And Lil kind of flutters up a bit, sort of like shakes her head awake, almost like she was just dozing, and then sort of flies over to your shoulder, Sapphire, and kind of like sort of jumps around a little bit, and then kind of like nestles into your hair a little bit, and then sort of jumps on top of your head, and then flutters back down to Nib's shoulder.
Oh, what a
Yes.
cute little creature.
Good sir, could we please a small cup of wine for myself and for Nib, and then if you have a bowl or something, even a plate with flared edges with water, just for Nib to have a little bath. Excuse me, for Lil to have a little bath.
I don't think I would fit in there, Madriel. But Lil will love a bath. And Toblin looks down and says, "Oh, of course. Yeah, I'll get those right over for you. That'll be." And sort of Ruby shakes her hands like, "I'll cover the cost, Toblin. Just put it on my tab, yes." And he's like, "Of course. You're always good for it, Ruby. Please take a seat. These are troubling times. I'm not getting many customers at the moment, to be honest."
Oh, is that all them dragons then? I mean, deadly lizards. Gosh.
Yeah, they're.
Out the window.
Luckily, it hasn't. Well, supposedly old the Alderleafs down at the farm. They saw something flying overhead, but I don't know whether to believe them, to be honest. Yeah. Supposedly there's been a lot of sightings, and even a few people have been killed.
Oh, killed even.
Aye. Nasty stuff, nasty business. But
Awful.
the new townsmaster, he seems like he's got his stuff together. He's put out some quests on the old job board, so hopefully we were hoping someone like you, Sapphire and Ruby, would pop through and maybe see what to test your mettle, as it were.
Oh, we're going to be tested this time. Oh, we've indeed seen these boards. I think we've picked out our missions already.
Oh, great news. I'm sure the townsmaster will be greatly pleased to hear all this. Anyway, you lot take a seat. I'll bring your food over to you right away. And you see him sort of like start going to work and stuff, and preparing a meal and preparing drinks, in a little bird bath for Lil.
He seems a kind man.
Aye, he is, yes. Old Toblin, he's certainly getting on in his years now. Sorry, he's not getting on his years, but he's certainly been here for a few years now.
Old friend of yours.
You could say that, yes. Whenever I pop in, I like to say hello and chuck him a few silver his way.
Wow.
I think he used to be a miner, but I think he knows a lot more about running it in than running a mine, if you know what I mean.
Right. We all come to our calling at some point.
As you sit down at your table, there's a group of two men sort of sitting on a smaller table opposite you. Can one of you roll a d6 for me, please?
Go on, Tom.
E6.
You see you sort of listen in as you're sitting down, and you hear sort of next to you with your passive perception, Madriel, that you hear these two men talking, one of them saying to the other, and he's like, "That's right, you know where the tribal trail runs east and passes through the ruins of Conyberry? Well, that town was sacked by barbarians years ago, but there's a ruined temple south of it, and apparently," and he kind of leans in and does definitely make an effort to cover his mouth. Can you make a perception check for me?
Yeah.
10.
10.
Exactly what you needed. Yeah, you can hear him say, he says, as he leans in, saying, "A ruined temple south of Conyberry, and that's where Well, that's where the locals hid their gold. And the other guy's sort of leaning in like, oh, sort of, you want to go take a look at it sort of thing. And they're sort of chatting amongst themselves about the possibility of unearthing gold in a ruined temple south of Coneyberry.
Yeah, Madriel sort of leans forward to the rest of the table and says,
Those two gentlemen are speaking of a lost cache of gold, if that's of any interest to you two.
I mean, normally it would be, but with such dire need, people waiting for us to come and tell them to warn them of dragons, I think it's least on my mind at the moment.
I can't say I disagree with old Sapphire, but that said, money buys weapons, and weapons buy safety in my eyes.
Of course it does, yeah. Hey, I'm gonna turn down their gold, but...
And I heard that old, that Lion Shield Costa from Yartar is always bringing new goods through this way and all the way down to Waterdeep. They say their weapons are the best of the best, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes it slightly more tempting. Is this on our way, maybe?
Well, the Costa's just across the road. We could always pop in before we head on south. Speaking of which, and just you see Toblin bringing over the drink. She's sort of Ruby looks up to Toblin and says, "We were wondering, Toblin," and she sort of pulls up the town missive about the windmill south of here, and sort of gets him to have a read of it, and he says, yes, I think it's talking about Umbridge Hill. I'll be honest, you can't miss it. Head south here about and he kind of sort of looks down at his hands and for a moment, and he says, you're only really looking at a sort of 5 mile travel, really? 10 miles? 10 miles, probably?
Oh, that's pretty nearby, easy enough. Oh, you alright to mark it on our map, Toblin?
Of course. And would he mark it down on a map if you've got one?
I think so. We'd have one, right, if we've been looking around.
Yeah, if you think you'd have one, then that's perfectly fine, I think.
Yeah, I mean, probably it's got like ale spilt all over it, but we've probably got one.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd happily mark it on your map, and you can see it's probably between 5 and 10 miles south of Vandalin.
Nice.
Well,
Madriel looks up at Toblin and says,
Is everything okay with you, sir? I only inquire. I can provide the skills of a healer if needed.
oh, well, my back's been playing up, to be honest. Too much heavy lifting, I think. Yeah, I mean, if you're willing, I don't want to put you out.
Of course, if you'd allow me to inspect.
Yeah, and if you want to do a medicine check for me, Madriel.
yes.
21. So first you sort of look at, you sort of feel around the muscles on his back, and you see there's some very light bruising on his back that looks more superficial than anything, and you think that your healing probably wouldn't do a significant amount. But as you sort of feel in further, you definitely feel like there's a deeper injury in there, beneath the sort of surface bruising, that you think if I channel my healing in, I could probably restore this injury and really get to the root of the problem.
Yeah, Madriel wouldn't hesitate. She would cast Cure Wounds.
Yeah, and as you do, he sort of he kind of you see him kind of straighten up almost. He's a little bit hunched before, and as he straightens up, he says, "Oh my goodness, that that feels much better. I feel like a new man." Just wait till the wife hears about this. Oh, thank you. That's so kind of you. I, what can I give you? That's
Madriel.
free lodgings for the evening,
Oh,
or whenever you're next in town if you're heading out.
That's very kind, sir. Thank you. Happy to help.
Wow, you weren't kidding about that miracle working, then, eh?
Madriel's the best.
Madriel just sits back down, little abashed.
Sapphire just looks at Ruby and like gives her a nod. Like a impressed nod.
You see Nib now is sort of like put Lil down onto the table, who's kind of like jumping around the edge of this plate, kind of unsure whether to go in the water, and eventually she kind of like dips one little toe in and then sort of hips it out. It's a bit cold, and then kind of like just jumps in and sort of like is sort of swimming and splashing around on the top of this shallow little bowl of water.
Sapphire like sprawls her map out onto the table, and she's like, "Well, we could check this little tidbit you just heard there, Keeper. Maybe head on down to the midwife, and then perhaps this other one, whichever one's in order. I can't remember."
Well, you would have to ask where Coneyberry is. I don't think you'd be sure. You could do a history check for me if you want to see if you think Sapphire would know about it.
Let's do a history check. Yeah.
I think you would know that Coneyberry lies quite far to the east, really. It's a lot further than where you're planning to go. It would probably take you. It's probably in total. Just over 50 miles away, maybe. So it's going to take you maybe a couple of days to get there.
Okay. Well, Sapphire would just suggest we do them in order of closeness. All the missions.
Yeah, Ruby nods and says, I think this Umbridge Hill is a good place to start.
I think so.
Well,
Yeah, Madriel nods.
I defer to your wisdom. You seem to be more experienced in the adventuring world than myself and Nib.
oh well, we try our best. We don't like to bite off more than we could chew, though. Isn't that right, Sapphire?
Oh, indeed. I mean, we've been doing it a while, but taking risks is risky. We usually just try and do the minimum to help people at the moment, but we're trying our best to improve. Get better, do more.
A noble goal.
Indeed.
Right, so as you sort of finish up your drinks, and Ruby kind of slams hers down, and after you sort of have a little bit of food maybe if you'd wanted any, and Toblin happily provides, sort of Ruby looks around and says, shall we get to the chase then?
I think so. Sapphire picks up her big warhammer, where she's just like chucked it on the floor before. Off we go.
Would that count as a short rest?
Definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah. Give me that spell slot.
Yeah.
Ruby sort of looks around and says, do we want to get anything in town before we want to prepare for this? You never know. It sounds like a pretty easy thing, but well, you know better than me, Sapphire, that
Indeed.
anything can happen out on the road, and anything can happen, especially with a dragon riding around.
How much money are we starting with?
How much have you got on your character sheet currently?
I mean, I didn't set a number, so.
Let me quickly look what the starting gold amounts usually are.
I think squalid, you get 1 silver piece. Poor, you get 2 silver pieces. Modest, you get 1 gold piece. Comfortable, you get 2 gold pieces. Wealthy, you get 4.
That's your living style.
Yeah.
That's how much it costs per day to
Yeah.
live in that combat style.
So you're a fighter, so roll me 5d4.
Oh, 5d4. How do I do that?
That's 4, so
12.
one more.
That's good, and then one more.
Oh. One more.
2, so 14. You've got 140 gold pieces to your name.
Oh, damn. Okay.
And then, that's the starting amount. And you are a warlock, Madriel, so could you roll me...
I did the starting equipment.
Okay,
So
that's fine.
I've got 15.
Oh, I did the starting equipment as well.
Oh yeah, you'd have this on top of your regular gold as well. So roll 4d4 for me.
44.
Just I think it nicely represents the fact you've been travelling around as well. Damn, so 130 gold for you. I'd say that money is split between you and Nib, obviously, so but you can keep track of that money as sort of your own if you'd like.
Right then, well, yeah. Well, I guess we can go see what they got in the old smithy and see if they got any, decent rations going on.
Aye, we got the Coster and this Barth, and like I said earlier, he's always got something for sale that could be useful.
True. Yeah, wouldn't mind popping a head in anyway.
Well, after you, Miss Madriel, and if you want...
Well, I don't really know where I'm going.
Excellent point. Where would you like to go? And I can lead you there.
This Barthen sounds interesting.
Right you are. And she begins to lead you sort of north of Phandalin and the northern section of Phandalin, and you find yourselves of quite a large general store with sort of a number of boxes out the front, and many you see a number of young sort of clerks who are unloading wagons outside, and they sort of give you a little bit of a look, Madriel, as you walking past with your skin, and there's like an overhang of the roof, and there's sort of a set of like almost like saloon doors, and there's like 2 windows set in either side, left and right, and there's sort of wooden planks that come out on like a I forget what that's called, the sort of the front bit of the shop outside, with a set of railings outside as well. And as you make your way inside, it's sort of a big open room with a counter sort of straight ahead of you, and there's shelves and odds and ends and bits and bobs sort of piled up all over the sort of the walls of this place. And there's a section of wall that sort of cuts off, and you think probably goes into sort of the more storage area and back of the shop. And as you enter, you sort of see this this balding human man of maybe 50 years is sort of standing behind the shop counter, and is kind of fiddling with some coin and sort of counting it. And he kind of looks up as you walk in. He says, "Oh, customers, welcome to Barthen's Provisions, home of many provisions sold by me, Barthen."
Hello again, Barthen.
Oh, yes, I can't say I quite remember your name, to be honest, but I remember that quite lovely blue hair.
I won't worry about it. I doubt you remember next time either. She gives a little chuckle, and then just pulls up her
Navy, that was it, wasn't it? I remember the navy and red.
Navy and red, well, that could be our nicknames.
And I can't say I've seen you before, madame and miss.
Madriel, this is Nib and Lil.
A pleasure to meet you. Oh, well, a bird. Oh, that's a lovely little creature, isn't it? I've got all sorts of. I've got a bird cage, in fact, if you wanted it. And Nib kind of shakes her head and says, "No, I don't think birds should be kept in cages. Sorry." So, well, each to their own. I've got. What brings you here today, then, Navy and Red?
I think we've just come in to see what new stuff you got, Barthen. Anything new? Anything interesting?
Well, oh yes, of course. I've always got new and interesting things. I've got. He kind of reaches into the back and he's kind of looking around, and he's. You can. I think you can quite easily tell he's just trying to sort of get something that looks good, and he's like, yes, I've got a climber's kit in recently.
Well, I don't really do much climbing these days, you know. How about, you got any, Smith's tools back now?
Smith's tools, can't say I have at the moment, I'm afraid. I could always request some from the next order.
Yeah, sure.
I will have to take a deposit.
Go for it. How much then?
5 gold pieces, please.
Okay. Hands it over.
Very good.
How long does it normally take to come in?
Oh, usually a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's fine. I'm sure we'll be back by then.
Well, excellent. I'll make sure. Let me write that down. Smith's Tools order. Yes, put that in. Brilliant. That's in. Anything else I can provide you with? Have a look around the shop. There's all sorts of things. Excellent things to get lost in. And I'll show you the adventuring gear handout so you can have a peruse as you peruse around the shop. You'd be able to find anything that costs 25 gold pieces or less.
Okay.
Nice.
Do I have a crowbar? I want a crowbar.
A crowbar? Well, excellent. I suppose I could part with it. It's been quite collecting dust on that wall, to be honest. Not enough of your type here through Navy. That'll be 2 gold pieces, please.
No problem. She gives him 2 gold pieces.
Ah, brilliant. Well, there you go. Take it for yourself. It's yours now, after all.
Shoves it in a bag. Could be useful, you know. You never know when you need a crowbar.
Quite, yes. A crowbar's an excellent thing to have. And Nib looks up at you, Madriel, and says, do you think I should get that healer's kit? I always want to make sure you were feeling a bit more... Just in case, you never know.
I was thinking the same thing, Nib. Yeah, I think we'll get that.
5 gold pieces, please.
Could I also have a tent?
Yes, of course. I've got lots of tents in stock.
Water skin.
A tent would be 2 gold pieces plus the water skin for 2 silver.
A length of hempen rope.
A length of hempen rope be another gold piece. Then you're looking at 3 gold pieces and 2 silver now.
And I had something in mind. I've lost it now.
I will say I did recently get in this vial of acid. I've heard that a venturing type like a folk, especially with, well, you've heard the stories, I've imagined.
Have we?
Well, you must have heard about the orcs.
Yes.
You haven't heard anything recently?
No, not recently. Why? They popped up again.
They've come down from the mountains again to prey on the lowlands.
Oh, well.
If Neverwinter doesn't help soon, then the orcs will overrun Phandalin. Destroy everything we've worked so hard to rebuild here. And that in the talk of a dragon.
You've heard the dragon. Lizard. beast. Have you told told Neverwinter we need some help down here? Or?
Yes, of course I have. What did you take me for?
Well,
I was the first to ask. I'll have it known that I've spoken to the town master directly. Lovely gentleman. Really think he's going to turn Fadlin around over the next few years.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we needed a bit of new blood. After the old town master Barclay passed away, well, he was an all-right fella, but you know, he was getting on in the years and really didn't have much of a kick left in him, and, well, I think, now that, that old Harbin Westerin, a bit of new blood, is gonna see Fanlin get to even bigger heights than it was before, in my eyes.
Well, hopefully it does. Hopefully, Neverwinter sorts out these orcs. I mean, we can always be here to help.
Well, in the meantime, a vial of acid directly to the face of an orc. You can't make them any uglier than they already are.
I mean, that's true.
25 gold pieces if you're buying.
Sure, I'll take the one.
Oh, very good. Anything else I can offer you? You could always buy one of Barthen's branded backpacks that are useful to buy, carry all these things around in. Only 2 gold pieces.
The backpacks.
You see like a selection of leather backpacks on the wall that all have like engraved into them like Barthen's provisions in the bottom.
Amazing.
And like a little picture of Barthen's face as well, like a little artist's what's the word? A rendition or whatever.
Yeah. I think they're alright. Be a hammer. Hammer, tent, and some manacles. That's it.
Hammer will be 1 gold pieces, a tent with 2 for 3, and in total, what was it like the manacles? Would be another 2 gold pieces, 5 gold pieces in total, my dear.
Okay, hands it over. I think that's it for me.
I noticed the case for crossbow bolts is much smarter than letting them scatter in my backpack, if that's okay.
Ah, yes, a mine for archery, have you? A mine for fletching?
When needed, I prefer it than fighting up close.
Ah, yes, my father was a bit of a fletcher. He enjoyed a good round of fletching, they said. Used to hit me around the back of the head with one of these cases, if I was misbehaving. And if you see any of those orcs, I'm sure you could do the same. 1 gold piece to you.
Yeah, she hands it over, and 5 silver for the pouch as well.
I've over-encumbered myself.
Nib will help you carry. If you want to make a backpack called Nib, then or a chest, you can, because you probably better carry them out of the chest. She would, sorry.
I will do that.
You can do the same for Ruby Hannah.
Yeah, I could do, except I'm strong.
Yeah, it's fine. Excuse me. Well, if there's nothing else, then I'm going to say it's been absolutely lovely having some new customers in, and some returning customers, of course, Navy and Red.
Oh, it'll be nice to see you again in, 2 weeks' time. You get my,
Yes, of course, I will keep it right under here for you. Won't go out of my eye. No thieves around here.
I'll make sure you write down a little note so you don't forget that, yeah?
Oh, you can trust me, I will mind as clever as an ox.
And sharp as a rock, yeah?
Exactly, yes. Sharp as a rock. I like that. Well, it's been lovely to see you. Have a good day, and thank you for shopping at Barthen's Provisions.
Oh, thank you. Always a pleasure. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, he kind of sees you out and then pokes his head out the door. He's like, "And a thistle! Get back to work!" And you see the two kind of like clerks are just sort of like trying to have a smoke or something, and then start lifting up boxes once more.
Yeah. Should we quickly have a little peek in the smithy, see what she's got, anything for offer, and then we'll head off, I think.
I don't see where we could pop down to the Coster. They've always got plenty of bits and bod for weapons for sale if we want to buy any.
I'm gonna have a look. Let's see if they got any cool ones. I wouldn't want to replace my Warhammer just yet.
Rightio, let's head on down then. I'll
Have a quick look.
we'll show you where it is, young Nib and Miss Madriel. And she leads you back through the town past the Stonehill Inn once more, and opposite the town sign where you met earlier today, you see a building that has hanging above the front door a very modest trading post, and you see there's a sign shaped like a wooden shield with a blue lion painted on it.
Yeah.
And heading inside, you see this building's a little bit smaller, this shop front, than Barthen's. You get the impression from outside that maybe there's more of a much bigger storage section in the back. But you see there's a few hanging weapons at the front. There's a big sort of burly half-orc standing by the door who kind of watches you come in, and you think that you would have heard of the lion shields. I think all of you probably would have a merchant company that are based originally in the city of Yartar, which is over about 100 miles to the east, but they can definitely afford a guard even in a place like this. And as you walk in, you see a sort of young, middle-aged woman, maybe like 35 years, sort of quite dark black hair and quite a narrow face, kind of looks up from what she's sort of sitting down and doing what appears to be some bookkeeping, and she looks up and says, "Oh, good day everyone. My name is Linen. Welcome to the Lion Shield Costa."
Oh, good day. Just come for a bit of a browse.
Of course, I've got many things for sale. Armor and weapons, you name it, we've probably got it.
What does Nib and Madriel wear as armor?
Leather, both of them.
Yeah, both of them have leather.
Simple leather.
Yeah. Maybe she's got any studded leather. Can Ruby's already got leather. Ruby's got chain shirt. Are we allowed to update that armor, or keep them as it is?
You can buy new armor if you want.
Yeah, I just don't know what the proficiency is with heavy.
Well, if you're proficient in the armor, then you can buy new armor and use it if you want. There should be a list of the armors that I've put in for you.
Well, it's because the sidekick's got chain shirt, which is medium. I don't know if she can wear heavy armor. That's the problem.
Oh, I see what you mean. That's an excellent point. Let's have a look what their proficiencies are for psychics.
Oh, it says warriors are proficient with simple and martial weapons, shields, and all armor.
There you go. I don't think Nib would be proficient in any as a spellcaster.
Spellcaster's just light armor.
Yeah.
But Madriel will very simply hand over 90 gold for 2 sets of studded leather.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. She'd hand it over like, "Thank you very much. This is great to get some custom through. The town's been quite quiet with all this what's been going on lately with the dragon, and there's been talks of other things as well."
What other things has there been talk of?
Well, supposedly there's a lot of people that have been attacked by orcs and other strange things. But apparently I've heard that lately that a lot of people are taking safe haven in a lodge in the Neverwinter Wood. there's so many creatures in there these days that if you want to travel through there for any reason, hunting or the like, there's a place called Falcon's Hunting Lodge. It lies deep in the forest along a river's edge. Lots of wealthy noble likes to venture there to hunt while under Falcon's protection. I think Falcon's a retired veteran of some sort, but apparently he'll offer free room to on board to anyone who brings him a bottle of wine. But there's lots of attacks and all sorts of things near the road, and it's not a safe place. Safe time to be bringing merchandise to a place like this.
How long ago was the last orc incursion?
Oh, I think a few weeks ago, probably. This is the first time I heard. We've had to start really supplying more and more guards. That's why I've got old Egbert here, and the half orc sort of looks over, just crossing his arms and just sort of kind of thing. Yes, old Egbert. Yes, we had to get the more guards in. I can't fucking do. Sorry, the voice just goes all over the place. Go between South African and fucking Northern. Yeah, she says. Yes, we've had to get many guards on our caravans heading from Yartar.
Supplied with your armor, I suppose?
Yes, exactly.
I'm sure they're well armored. And speaking of armor, then, could I maybe rubies? Do you want to wear some of this more, sturdy chainmail as opposed to the chain shirt?
Ooh, aye. I'd love me some chainmail.
No, I think we got just enough.
Yeah, if you hand over the gold, she upgraded chainmail. So chainmail, we'll put her at 18 AC, I believe, with a shield.
I think so.
Let me update that on her character sheet quickly. And
Did she mention where the orcs were? Just like everywhere, and
she said she didn't know where they were coming from. It just seems they're coming down from the mountains, is what she would have said.
Any particular area on her route they attacked? Or does she not know that either?
She would have said that usually they head down from either through Neverwinter or they sometimes cut through on the Tribal Trail. But and Nib is going to Studded Leather, I believe, which would put her up to 13, if that's right, Tom.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. And change that as well.
We're not going to be very stealthy, team. Lots of AC.
Yeah, that's fine. I have a +1 to stealth, I have, you know.
Very, very stealthy. Yeah. I've got disadvantage +1.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nib is also +1.
Ruby, disadvantage, something.
AC 13. Cool. The Linen would ask if you wanted to buy anything else while you're here, or if that's all you wanted for today.
That's all we got. No, I think that's plenty for now. Cleaned us out, you know, but worth it for sure for some quality armor.
Well, thank you for shopping here.
See you again soon at some point, I expect.
She nods and says, a pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah, heads out.
What was the orc's name?
Egba.
Excuse me, Egba. Seeing as it's often an occupational hazard, you aren't wounded or otherwise hurt in any capacity?
No, I'm fine.
Excellent. May that continue. And Madriel
Right.
leaves the shop.
Yeah, he just sort of looks on at you, quite intimidatingly, and Nib kind of follows outside beside you and says, as Ruby and Sapphire are still within the shop, Nib looks up and said, "Well, I really like these two. They seem quite nice."
I think you've got a good judgment there, Nib. They strike me as similar to us. They want to help people, and I don't sense any lies or deceit about them.
No, me neither. And even Lil seems to like them as well.
And Lil's never led us wrong yet.
No, exactly. Well, here they come. We better get ourselves ready if we're going to impress these two. They've even got a name. We don't have a name.
No. Do you want a name?
I never really thought about it. I don't know where to start.
You know, some groups take a group name altogether, so it might be that as a four we come to have a name.
Yes, maybe that's a good idea. We could wait and see what we come up with.
Indeed, I think that's wise.
Well, you two, seems like we're all geared up, as it were.
Are you two ready to head off? Sapphire flings her warhammer over her shoulder, ready to go.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Unless there's some other business you need here. Healing more people, perhaps?
Well, should anyone need it, I will of course oblige, but no, I think for now perhaps we best concentrate on this midwife.
Sounds good. You keep an eye out, I'll keep an eye out, Ruby will keep an eye out, we'll all keep an eye out. Injured people, we're coming.
Right, so you begin to gather your things and head north out of Fandlin, and then you begin to south out of Fandlin and make your way on your journey to the Umbridge Hill. Let me take you to the Sword Coast map. Just the funny remote, it's very loud. So I'd say based off the fact you've got directions, it's not very far, only about sort of 6 miles in total, I believe. Let me just measure it. Yeah, about 6.5 miles in total. It's only really going to take you at a normal pace, probably a couple of hours to get to Umbridge Hill.
Excellent.
Nice.
Is there anything you'd be doing during this time, or would you...
I think Madriel would be enjoying Nib's love for birds. I imagine Nib excitedly calling out the types of birds if she hears a chirrup or a chirp.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And Madriel takes a real joy from that and kind of joins in with the excitement and just asks, "What's that one, Nib?" Or "What does that one eat?" Or just asks little questions to engage in the conversation.
Yeah, and Nib would be like, "Oh, well, that's a finch, and well, they love nuts," and so on and so forth, and the different animals, the different birds.
Sapphire would just be chatting Ruby the whole time, chatting some interesting shit as well, talking about the history and their past together, maybe. See a tree with a bit of a rock in it that looks a funny shape, just gonna point it out. Yeah.
I love that so much. That's a weird tree. Yeah, it is a weird tree, actually.
Exactly. Oh, that one's got a face. Oh.
Love that, so great. Can each of you roll a survival check for me? Just as you're travelling through and you're sort of on a brand new adventure, and it's quite exciting times. So Sapphire, you're a bit sort of distracted looking at trees and stuff, but I'd say with your 20 Madriel, with Nib sort of really like showing you these different birds and stuff, and really sort of, and the atmosphere of being on with a new sort of duo and part of a little adventuring group, you feel quite sort of inspired. And I think because of your survival check, both you and Nib get a point of inspiration.
Ooh.
Yum yum. Thank you.
And on your march, and Nib as well, and marching south over the next 2 hours, you march through mostly sort of grassy plains and the like, and you eventually get to, as it gets to quite a flat area, it starts to get hillier and hillier as you're getting closer and closer to the mountains, so that you can see in the far distance the Sword Mountains that sit sort of surrounding this area of the Sword Coast. And as you get to a certain hill, you can see just it's sort of like the very top of it you can make out, but it's sort of crested over a big hill. Is that you can see the very top of a windmill just turning in the distance.
As they're walking up the hill, I think Sapphire's going to be making jokes about, haha, the two of us are hill dwarves, and we're trudging up a hill. God, not made for hills.
Oh, I know, right? You'd think with the name like that, we'd be experts in this sort of travel, but I say my little legs, well, can't say I was quite designed to be walking up this many hills. I say quite prefer the flatlands.
I know, who came up with the name Hills? You know, hill dwarfs is not exactly appropriate, but you know.
Even the little one here's getting a bit of a pace on us. Looks down at Nib.
Speedy, I suppose.
I do my best.
Up the hill.
Nib often likes being quite high up, better view and closer to the birds.
Yes.
Oh, makes sense.
The higher up you see,
Bird's eye
you
view.
can sometimes see all types of different birds.
Mm. Is it just this little bird that you have a connection with, or?
Oh yeah, little I rescued her on the outskirts of Waterdeep when I was only little, and she had a broken wing, and I nursed her back to health, and she's not the best flyer anymore since then, so she's just always kind of stuck with me. And well, she kind of looks down, looks a bit ashamed for a second, and she was about to say something but sort of goes quiet.
Never had much of a connection with birds, me. Mostly things in the ground, moles and the like.
Moles? I never knew that.
Yeah, you don't see the moles?
I can't say I have, to be honest. I know they're there, but I've never seen one.
Well, you need to do some more mining then,
Never much of mining, me. Never, my dad and ma never wanted me to be a proud dwarven woman and grow a beard as thick as a mountain itself, I imagine. But well, I always got my own stuff going on. I just like to see people smile and just like helping people out, really, not to get bored and stuck in a mining all day.
Oh, tell me about it, That's one of my parents' ambitions for me. I stuck doing it till I was at least 10.
I think it's every dwarven parent's ambition, to be honest with you.
Oh, God, it was boring.
Take over the family name, the family business.
Stuck in one place. Stuck the family business.
Aye. Better to be out on the road making your own way. Isn't that right, Madriel?
I think everyone should be pursuing what makes them happy.
I couldn't agree more myself. That's why we're out here helping people. You've got some people, it's not easy for them to find happiness in such, difficult times.
Especially with dangerous lizards flying about.
Aye.
Probably can't do something about them.
Quickly
Anyway,
roll
I think
something.
I see our windmill up here.
Yes, let's hurry.
What did I just roll? 19.
Ooh.
You fucking kidding me? Okay. As you're getting closer, can you both do a perception check?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to point out that, like, I'm just gonna reveal a little bit behind the screen here, but
Sure.
Oh no, I'll say it in a minute. Actually, you both. Oh god, you rolled bad. You both rolled bad. Could you roll for Nib and for Ruby as well, please? It's quite important.
Yeah. Perception. Oh, Ruby got good.
Nib
10
with
for
a
Nib.
10. Let me quickly do something. Bear with me a moment, because this is an encounter I didn't necessarily expect to happen.
That's better. But yeah, she got that.
Awesome. Bear with me one moment. Let's do a few things. My computer tries not to crash on itself. I've got way overhead. Apologies, will I?
Oh, you.
Alright. Let's put that all the way down. Right, so as you're walking along, and you can see the top of the windmill, it's probably about probably still another mile away. It's still very far in the distance. But as you're walking through, suddenly both Ruby and Nib, they sort of look up and at the same time in the same direction, and they say, and you see Ruby looks down at Nib and says, "Did you see that?" And Nib goes, "Yeah." And then all of you hear like a loud kind of like a
like a large roaring sound coming from above in the distance, and suddenly, as you look up, you all see this huge white lizard figure flying down in your direction.
You know.
It's go time, baby.
Oh,
Can you all-
I should have said the name.
You all put your tokens on the battle map around here, please. I just want to bear in mind that, like I was going to say a second ago, every time you guys leave a location, I'm meant to roll for where the dragon is. And there's 20 different locations, and it rolled this location. There's a 1 in 20 chance this could happen. Right, so let me put some more fitting music on. I just forgot some quite epic music on, I think, for this. Let's go. Yeah, perfect. So, boom. Would you all please roll for initiative for me?
Look at it. Oh well.
Oh, wow.
Well.
Well, definitely gonna hit that 2-hour window.
Yeah, Jesus. Quickly read something. Where is it? Okay. So this dragon is going to attempt to fly down and grab one of you. I'm going to roll a d4. 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't call it out. Also, I didn't fucking do Ruby's token properly. That's annoying. Let me fix that now. So 1 Madriel, 2 Nib, 3 Sapphire, and 4 Ruby. Let's roll again. So keep a Madriel. It's going to try and fly down.
She.
It's going to fly down and try and claw you.
Am I within 5 feet? Am I within 5 feet, please?
Measure it out. See if you are. That is a 23 to hit. It's
Please.
it's gonna
5 feet.
it's going to forgo.
If I'm in 5 feet, I want to disadvantage it.
Oh, okay, yeah. If we were in 5 feet, you can certainly do that.
Am I within 5 feet?
Yeah, you are within 5 feet. Of course you are.
Okay. Disadvantage.
17.
Yeah, still hit.
It's gonna forgo the damage to just grab you. And it begins flying back off, and so it flew down about just so much down. The fly speed is 80 feet, so it's going to fly off in this direction another 40 feet as you're grabbed in the talons of this huge white dragon that's letting out this awful roar.
Yeah, I don't think Metroid's gonna make a witty quip. It's
No.
gonna be like, ah! She's revved up.
Niv just shouts, it's like, Madriel! Sapphire, it's your go. What do you do? You are grappled, by the way, and restrained, Madriel.
Got it.
This thing is fucking huge and strong, so...
I thought it was just like, what the fuck? Oh shit! Quickly! Get over there! Catch her! Fight against it, keeper! 25 feet as a fucking... Damn it, dwarves! Can I suppose I could dash.
It's in the air, by the way, so
I know, I'm dashing. I'm just running
it's
underneath.
probably like 30 feet. Well, it's probably like 20. No, it would have got that far. So it's only probably like 5-10 feet off the ground. 10 feet probably because its reach is 10 feet. Yeah.
Okay. Hang on.
But it is starting to like arc its direction upwards.
You know, level 1, you know.
The dice have spoken.
Yeah, fight against it. I'll catch you. Dash underneath.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, fuck it. I can't do nothing.
Okay, Nibs go. Yeah, what does Nib do, Tom?
Nib will. Got 30 feet. No, she's a halfling.
She is a halfling.
No,
Yeah, she probably should, yeah.
25.
Oh no, it's she because she's a Lightfoot, they get faster move.
Oh, yeah, very good. So she will run after as well. Alright, what spells we got, Nib? Let's have a look, see.
Not many.
He'll cast Firebolt at it.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Ooh,
19.
hits! It hits!
Oh.
4
4
points
fire
of damage. Glancing off it. Okay.
Asserton?
I've got you! Keeper! Keeper, it's your go.
Okay, anything fancy? No, I don't have anything fancy.
Yeah, you're currently 10 feet off the ground.
Yeah, so I'll just try and wriggle out if I can.
Yeah, do me a strength check.
Strength. Ooh, boy. I will use my inspiration.
Yeah.
Oh, you can use acrobatics, sorry. Strength or
Okay.
acrobatics or athletics. Sorry, I forgot
I'll
to
do
say that.
acrobatics, but that's fine. That would have been a 5.
Yeah.
So acrobatics again.
Ah.
Let's see what the dragon gets. It's an 18. It's still in the grasp. Ruby, it's your go.
Ruby is gonna just get up to 25 feet, which I think is there. What's Ruby got?
She has got a ring.
Longbow. Yeah, longbow.
So I thought she did have a ranged weapon.
She got a longbow? Mr. Longbow.
Fire. Oh, let me fix her character sheet. That will definitely hit because she rolled a 21 and a 22, but it's on roll to GM.
Yeah.
And it's roll. Let me change that quickly. Oh, it's roll advantage toggle and whisper toggle. There we go. Yeah, 9 piercing damage. Holy shit, that's real good.
Very nice.
So as Ruby hits, she hits into the arm of the white dragon, which like pierces directly almost into its like wrist, and it lets out this like huge scream, and Galadriel, you're suddenly just dropped, and you fall 10 feet. But if Sapphire, you were saying you were trying to catch, so I would say Madriel, do me a dex save first.
Here it comes. 14.
Okay. So you've got to beat a DC of that I've got in mind. Sapphire, to do an athletics check to see if you can catch her.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you easily pass with the dex save. It was only a DC of 6.
Nice.
Nice.
So you managed to catch it. It does soften the blow, but the damage is still taken, but it's shared between both of you.
Sounds good.
So it's a D6, so it's 2 points of damage and 3 points of damage. You can choose who takes the most.
I'll take 3.
Okay.
Falling on me.
Thank you very much.
And the dragon drops, and the dragon sort of like with the arrow in its hand, it just sort of looks back down and just begins flying off as if it's just, you're like, not worth the trouble.
Yeah.
Begins flying off the map. If you want to try and chase it, you certainly can, but it's just flying away from you.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Yep. I thought so. With that, combat is over.
Puffing
Yeah.
and puffing.
Madrio doesn't even like immediately get out of your arms. Sapphire, she's just there like.
Well, that was closer than I expected. Well, I don't think we'll have any trouble persuading the midwife to move.
Assuming that she saw it. That was so fast.
How could you miss it? I mean, it was fast, but bloody humongous.
Nib runs up and just sort of jumps into your arms, Madra, like, I thought I'd lost you for a moment.
Sapphire holding Keeper and Nib now, just like, yep. Gotcha.
I'm good. I'm okay. Thanks to Sapphire. Thanks to all of you. Thank you.
Lucky I practiced my, kept my longbow practice up, isn't it?
It was an incredible shot.
Thank you kindly.
It was. Oh, I feel bad for trying to encourage you to use your sword more now.
Ruby's going to do it. Can you do a quick insight check for Ruby, please, Sapphire?
Insight.
It's super high DC. Be wisdom if she's not proficient.
She's not proficient, sadly, no. It's wisdom. 3.
No, she's not sure. You both can roll insight checks as well, though, I think.
Yeah.
But it's a higher DC for both of you because you're distracted.
Yeah. 18 though.
It's pretty good from you. Let's see what. No, Madriel's was too distracted as well, being in the claws of a dragon. But Sapphire, you do get the impression that that shot from Ruby, that the dragon, you get the impression based off. Do a nature check as well, actually, just because it's not easy information to know. But I think with an 18, yeah, I think with 11 is definitely enough. DC was 10. I think you get the impression that, based off the shot from Ruby, that this dragon was probably hunting for food. The way its attack pattern, it swooped down, grabbed, and just went. You think most white dragons are known to be very just aggressive and just very sort of territorial and just very kind of they're not as intelligent as other dragons. They're very just known for being quite vicious and sort of very just hunting their prey. So you get the impression this white dragon just flying down was just simply just trying to get food, and as soon as you became a problem, it's like, no, I'll move on and get whatever's next. I'm not gonna even bother.
Well, I don't know nothing about dragons really, but definitely looked more like an eagle swooping for its food, you know, more than anything. Maybe we got lucky.
I think it wanted to make a meal out of you, Madriel.
Probably thought the extra tasty gold flakes, you know.
Perhaps I think probably kind of gestures towards the two dwarves. They don't like their food wrapped in metal, and then Nib, well, you're a little smaller of a meal, I suppose.
Yeah, good point. Good point. You know,
Makes sense.
maybe you should get yourself some armor, Maybe less attractive to the deadly lizards.
But I think as long as I'm sticking with you two, I feel a lot safer.
Well, I'm glad. That's what we aim to do. Aim to please.
You've
Same.
fended up a white dragon.
Well, certainly a tale to tell.
I didn't think they were real this morning, and it nearly took you away.
It definitely felt real.
Kind of looks about herself, but
I'm okay. I'm okay. Just the fall would have been the most painful part, but Sapphire saved me that indignity as well.
I got you, and I expect to get you a bit more when we move on, and hopefully don't see any more dragons anytime soon. But
Yes, let's hurry to the windmill in case it decides to have a second go.
Oh, good point. Let's go.
So you continue pushing on towards the windmill, going up one hill and then down another, and then eventually getting to a point where a very large hill crests begins to sort of present itself before you, quite steep in front of you. Can you all do the perception checks, please?
Yeah.
Feel free to roll for nib and thingy as well. And your Sapphire and Key and Madriel, your senses aren't quite as refined as Nibs and Ruby's, and maybe on this particular day. And but they both listen out and they both hear it's like, "Do you hear that?" Yes, I do. Do you do? And he sort of looks at you both and...
What are you hearing, huh?
Do you not hear that banging sound?
Oh, don't tell me it's another dragon.
I don't think it's a dragon, but something's banging away. Maybe we should be a little bit stealthy. I know it's not our forte, but maybe we get the drop on them.
I'll certainly try it. I can't say, she shuffles about.
Whatever that banging sound is, it sounds pretty big. You can both hear it now, it's just like this poof, poof.
Yeah.
Then it just stops for a minute and poof, poof.
Worth a try, I suppose.
Yeah, let's have a go.
Yeah, all roll stealth checks for me. Very good. Cancels out the natural one, but then Sapphire gets the natural one.
Oh, Ruby, you got disadvantage as well.
2 nat 20s!
Yeah, you literally need to get 2 nat 20s to get the...
Disadvantage.
Yeah, 9. Okay, so as you crest the hill, you can hear yourself making a significant amount of noise, and the banging stops suddenly. And as you crest this hill, you see there's a number of these like dwarven cairns. You definitely recognise them, sapphires. Often dwarves are buried under like piles of rocks, where they're buried in their like armor and weapons and stuff as a ritualistic kind of burial. But the more interesting sight is further ahead. You see the old stone windmill surrounded by an iron fence, and outside there is a large winged monster with a spiky tail trying to knock down the windmill's front door.
Oh my god.
As you're walking up, the sound of the metal, a woman peers in the second floor window, waves at you and yells, "A little help!" And
Looks back at the group. Well, this is what we're here for.
That's our midwife.
let me quickly
Certainly think so too.
some combat music on for you, and it's very loud. Would you like to place your tokens here for me? Turn off.
Down here.
Yeah.
Doo-doo-doo. Is this the windmill over here? I see something.
Yeah, that's the one over here. Right, the rocks are blocking your view a bit.
1 second,
Yeah.
completely slow.
That's right.
Where am I going?
Here.
There. Madriel. And Dib.
Alright, me, Ruby, up front. I don't know about you guys, whether you're backcasters, frontcasters, but we're getting in there.
Yeah,
Definitely towards the back.
feel free to roll initiative.
Nice.
And roll nature checks as well to see if you recognise what this creature is.
I forgot to click on her. Damn it.
Nature 13 for. God, Magic are running so bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sapphire, you do not recognise this creature, Madriel. You're not the most experienced adventurer, but Sapphire, you do recognise this creature as being a manticore. You know that they're monsters in every sense of the word. They have a vaguely humanoid head, the body of a lion, the wings of a dragon, and a bristling mane stretches down the creature's back, and its long tail ends in a cluster of deadly spikes that can impale prey at impressive range.
Nice. Be careful of that tail, Ruby. You remember.
You know that they're very sort of fierce killers and hunt far and wide for their prey. You know they're not particularly bright as well, I'd say, with a 13. They're not very clever creatures. But they do have the ability to converse.
Okay. Yeah.
Currently, that's... The manticore at the top around it is trying to smash through this big sort of thick door on the bottom of the windmill. So the door's got that much HP. So let me roll its attacks. It's going to make 3 attacks. It's 3 with its 1 with its bite, 2 with its claws. All of them hit. Jesus. Luckily those attacks went on you. 10, 19, for a total of... Yeah, it smashes down the door and begins trying to make its way inside, pushing its moving through the door. But that will be its turn as it's moving through the door. Madrio, it's your go.
Oh man, I don't want to get myself in trouble, but this person's in danger. Madrio will run forward and did I just do the crossbow? Yeah, I'll do the crossbow for now. Crossbow shot. 16.
Does hit.
5 piercing damage.
Nice.
Just
What was your roll on your stealth check, Madrio?
We've got to help her. Nat 20.
Well, you would get advantage on this roll then.
Oh, I'll roll again just in case.
No,
Nope.
that's fine. Ruby. What did Ruby get on her stealth roll?
I think she got shit. I think. Let me just look. I think she got a 9. She got a 9.
Let's check its passive perception. Okay, you do get disadvantage on this first attack roll because the Manticore was not aware of Madriel, but the clunkier armor does cause it to sort of, the shot in the back, it doesn't seem quite enough damage yet to really bother with you, as it's sort of trying to get this prey inside the windmill, but it does seem to be more aware of the sounds of armor heading its way.
Yeah. She's gonna run 25 feet forward then at least. And do a longbow, I think. Disadvantage longbow.
Yeah. The 17 hits though.
Yeah.
Good job, Ruby.
7.
Ouch. Sapphire, it's your go.
Sapphire's gonna run forward as well. Up to here. I think we're right. We need to get in there. Come at me, you ugly beast! And she's yelling at it, wielding her warhammer.
Oh, do me an intimidation check.
Intimidation.
It doesn't seem to give a fuck about you.
Alright, I'm dashing over there. Dashing? I can't really. Let me just see if I can reach with my crossbow bolts. 80 foot. Just about with a crossbow.
Yeah, it would be at disadvantage because your stealth check was a natural one, I believe.
It was indeed.
And yeah, 7 misses, unfortunately.
Damn it. Yep.
Nib.
Nib. 30 feet up next to Metrio. And will. I think Firebolt is the way. Nib did bad on.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a natural one as well. Just checking. Yeah, it was, yeah. So it would be disadvantage.
Roll it again. Yeah, 9.
9 does miss, unfortunately.
Damn.
That's Nib's turn.
Manticore, seemingly still not bothered, is going to move into the windmill
Oh man.
and fly up 30 feet in the centre.
Shit.
I think it's got a flying speed of 50 feet, it does indeed. Gets to the top and you see her out the window like, oh no! She is going to use a held action to jump out the fucking thing. This is gonna take a lot for her to live though. It's a 30 feet drop.
Shit.
Oof, yeah.
Oh,
Crashes into the floor. Very
Insta dead?
possibly. Very badly hurt at least. You're not sure for now. But the Manticore does dash down, back down to where it was in the centre, and then moves back outside, and then sort of looks at its dead prey, and then sort of looks to the 4 of you, and then looks back to the dead prey, but it can't do anything else on its turn right now. Madriel, it's your go.
Metrio. I mean, she sees someone down. Quickly read the range on my bonus action thing. 60 feet. Oh god, that's miles out. Yeah. Metro will. Skirt this side. And she'll sling the crossbow back over her back. And she'll, around her neck, she's got a crystal that she wears inside her clothes in like a little silver necklace. And she grasps the crystal and holds her hand out towards the midwife, and she's gonna use a bonus action to use healing light.
Ooh.
1d6.
Roll that d6 for me.
2 HP.
She does come back to consciousness,
Oh.
Shit.
but is prone and badly hurt.
Yeah. But seeing that,
That was real close. She's got 8 HP, so the 6. If she got 16, it would have insta-killed her.
But seeing that is staring of life, Madriel turns from her with a gasp of relief, and then holds out the same crystal towards the creature and casts Guiding bolt.
Yeah.
Can you? Oh, it's not. Yeah, healing knight's not a spell, is it? Actually, no.
Nope.
Yeah, guiding bolt for me. 13. Just misses.
No.
Cool. Flying off.
Ruby, it's your go.
Ruby, dashing as much far forward as it can go for now. Do another longbow. Is it not advantage, not disadvantage?
No, it's back to normal now. So
Damn it!
just that first turn. A 10 does miss, unfortunately.
Shit.
Turn that dynamic light off for now. It's messing in recording. Okay.
Yeah,
Is that her turn?
I think that's all she can do. Yeah.
Okay, Sapphire, it's your go.
Sapphire. She's just gonna run and get as close as possible. Dash.
There is an iron fence here that you.
Bash for it. Can I jump over it?
If you can try and bash through it or jump over it if you'd like, it would require.
Bash for it.
If you want to bash through it, I'll make you make an athletics check.
Athletic.
14. It's not-
14.
You bash into the side, but it's not quite enough to knock through.
Damn it. Can I like hammer through it? Oh no, I can't.
You could do an attack if you want. Yeah, it's gonna be an action though. Yeah.
Wait, where was I? I was here.
I would have said it would have taken 5 feet of movement normally to jump over it, but I'm gonna say it takes 10 feet because of your
Heavy armor.
your failure to bash into it.
Okay. Alright, bash into it, sort of fail and roll over the top of it. I tried! We'll do dash. We'll just do dash. So if it was 10 feet, so if I think I was. No, I wasn't. I was even further there. I don't know. We'll put it here. Fuck it.
Yeah, you'd have had like 5 more feet of movement to get to there.
No, so.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, you're
so
right.
dash.
15. So that would have cost you 25 to get to there. So you're there. So now you've got your dash. So you've got another
No,
20.
so I was 25 feet back because Ruby moved up as well, didn't she? So I was over here.
Oh yeah, you were. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nib, it's your go.
I'm just gonna move here. Cast fireball. Fire. Bolt.
Hits the 21.
Don't
Three.
dang it. Oh.
3 points of fire damage.
That's the scary turn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a wisdom check for this manticore. Oh, it's gonna go for you guys because
Yeah.
it's
Maybe not yeah, but yeah.
it flies over.
Oh, come on, armor.
First attack,
Come on,
it's gonna try and bite you.
miss.
19
Hit.
Oh.
Oh,
for
that's a wisdom.
9 points of piercing damage.
Shit. Okay.
The first attack.
Pretty bad.
The second attack is a claw attack. 18
Fuck. Yeah.
for 6 points of slashing.
I'm down.
Down you go.
We're prone, so let's get advantage on the last one. Boom. It does hit, so 2 death save fails.
God damn it. Yep.
This woman is going to get up. And she's going to move this way. 15 feet, I think. But she can't do much more. Madriel, it's your go.
Stay with us, Sapphire. She's gonna use her final D6 of healing light. Hup. 1 HP.
Yeah.
And she's gonna cast Sacred Flame on the big thing. So, dex save, please.
Ooh, it was a 2. 7 points of
radiant
radiant damage. Brings it down to that much.
She's gonna move to try and get like awkward cover behind the fence.
You could definitely do that.
That's her turn.
Ruby, it's your go.
Ruby, could you just get up next to Sapphire over the fence here?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice. She's gonna hit it. Ruby's probably gonna fuck up and die as well. Yeah. One-handed.
6
Shit.
does miss, unfortunately. That's Sapphire, it's your go.
Sapphire, is it an action to second wind?
Bonus action.
Bonus action. Second wind.
So 1 plus a D. Oh my god.
Oh.
2 health. These rolls have been so bad. What the hell?
Yeah, they haven't been great.
There's your bonus action, though.
Yeah. I think we might be fucked. Yeah. I think at least the dwarves might be fucked.
Beat it down.
Try.
I've got a healer skit.
Okay.
So's Nib.
Okay. Let's warhammer it. Let's get it. War.
13 just misses, unfortunately.
Fuck. Yeah.
I will say, because obviously you're a... I know you would have been prone, actually, so yeah, it would have cost half your movement, so you wouldn't have been able to flank. Actually, no, would you? 5, 10...
I don't want to flank anywhere. I need to be within 5 feet to do my defensive shit.
Oh, true. Nib, it's your go.
Firebolt, baby!
Yeah.
Hits.
Oh.
Nib has been killing it.
Yeah, Nib's been awesome.
Pew pew pew. 4
What
fire
damage?
damage.
Boom.
And Nib will move to shadow the dwarves.
Wait, do I need to be in front? Does it have to be 5 feet within an ally to do the protection thing, or is it within a?
Usually it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Ally? Okay.
The Manticore is going to bite at you.
Disadvantage.
It already misses. Well, it's at you, not at the Ruby.
Yeah, but Ruby and me can both do the same
Oh
thing.
yeah,
so.
she can. She would use your reaction to do it as well. I'll roll it again just in case it rolls like a natural one. Nope, so it does miss the first.
Cool.
Nice.
The second is going to go for a claw on Ruby. Would you impose disadvantage on it?
Well, yeah, if he's attacking different one.
Yeah, well, he attacked you first, then he attacked Ruby.
Yeah, then Sapphire did it on Ruby.
16
16 misses.
misses.
Yeah.
And then its final hit is going to go back on you
Yep.
as it
Disadvantage
goes for the
it.
blocks.
I think I can only
Oh,
do
that's
it.
23 for 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Right, as its go.
It doesn't say that I only have to do it once, though.
You only have one reaction.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah.
Unless you're a crazy monk shit with Cobalt Soul thing.
No.
She's gonna run up next to you, and the Dabra, this woman, she goes to you and she says, "Just take one of these. It might help." And she holds out a potion of healing to you, Madriel.
Whoa. Thank you. Stay safe.
It's your go.
Bling. And... Oh man. Right, how far away from Sapphire am I? Turn that back to snap.
Are you okay if we finish the fight, Tom?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I can't get to Sapphire this turn. So I will move closer.
Could give it to Nib.
Could give it to Nib. Would that be an action or a bonus action?
Action to someone else. Oh, if you're passing it to someone else, yeah, it would still be an action. Use an object. Not got grey, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Problem is, if I use my turn and Nib's turn to get you back up, I need to get knocked down again.
Yeah, true.
But then you will be up to do your reaction stuff.
Is it looking shit? Is it looking alright?
Do a perception check, Madriel. You're not sure. Never seen one of these creatures before, so you don't know. It's taken a few hits, you know, you can see that much, like, but it's, yeah, you can't really tell if it's been bloodied or anything.
Oh, Nib goes after you as well.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the potion on me. I'm gonna fucking shoot this thing with my crossbow. Actually, no, I'm gonna do Sacred Flame. I think it's just better. Dex save. Ooh, an 8 if it fails.
I got 22 though.
Damn.
Yep.
Ruby's go.
Ruby. Fuck. Ruby is gonna. Oh, it's just gonna chase us down though. If I run away.
Beat it up.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to beat it up. Damn it.
Misses the 12. Sapphire, it's your go.
Nat 20.
Mm.
Natural 20.
No, one fail.
I die now.
Nib.
Nib.
Shit.
Nib's first level spell is interesting. I have to assume it's going to keep attacking threats rather than you on the ground, I think.
Maybe.
Maybe. Can Nib do a perception check?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, God.
No,
Oh, God.
she's not
Yeah.
sure.
Hey, at least I burned the nat one for the firebolt coming out.
Well,
Firebolt!
Ruby did.
Hits the 21.
Shit. Go on, Nib. You only want to hit it at the moment.
Oh, holy shit.
Shit.
That was a big hit.
Nib's the best.
Manticore's turn. It's going to attack Ruby. Bite.
Okay.
Misses.
Ooh.
Claw.
Ooh.
Misses. And finally, a natural 20. For a total of 9 slashing damage.
Okay, alright. She's still up though. Right.
I decided that any crit rules we've implemented don't take place until level 3 from monsters. Because I feel like at this low level it is way too ridiculous because they
Yeah.
can just one-shot you with one crit.
Yep.
Which is only a 5% chance.
Are we doing injury rolls was my other question.
I haven't planned for it yet. But I suppose we could. Yeah, we could do.
I don't mind.
We'll leave it for now, but maybe in future. Because I haven't got the table up in front of me. Dabra is going to run this way and dash. That's her turn. Madriel, it's your go.
Time to get you up. Can Madriel reach through the fence?
Oh yeah, it's like a farm fencing. It's not hard.
Okay, nice. Yeah, she'll reach through and just go, "You're not allowed to go." And she'll give, she'll apply the potion, use that action.
Not bad. 8 points of healing.
Pretty good.
And that's her turn.
Yeah, this is dicey.
Ruby.
Yeah, Ruby. At least hit once, Ruby, before you die.
Do a perception check for Ruby as well. I think she can see that it's bloodied now.
Okay, good. Everyone, whack it! One-handed. Fuck's sake, Ruby!
Misses to the 12, unfortunately.
Shit.
Sapphire, it's your go.
Warhammer. Can I go around? Do I have enough movement to go around and come back?
No, because you were
No.
prone from being.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
You could get to here, but to flank, but you couldn't get back.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to get back. No, that's fine. We'll just do Warhammer.
It hits though. One-handed,
One
7
hand.
points of damage. Come on, computer. Okay. Nib.
Come on, Nib.
Oh my god.
Come on, Nib.
Oh.
You can do it.
Nib's been killing it with the firebolts, right? I'm fully
Yeah.
aware of that. But this is dicey as shit, and Nib does have another spell. But the spell is sleep.
Well, maybe.
I mean, it's bloodied. 5d8.
Doesn't it need to fail as well?
No.
No, it just happens.
Oh, okay.
But I'd also be using up a potential Nib firebolt roll.
Yeah.
But there's also no need to roll. So, you know.
Mm.
I think Nib's gonna do it. I think Nib's casting sleep.
Okay. Roll those 5d8 for me.
Ugh! Should be coming. Oh, cast at what level? 1. Oh, that doesn't look good. 18.
It's not enough.
Oh.
Those were low rolls.
Yeah, they weren't great. They're really bad, actually.
Damn.
I will say she can use her inspiration to reroll one of them if she wants to.
Sure, I'll re-roll the 2 into
Oh.
a 3.
No, it's still not enough.
Damn.
Okay, come on, dwarfies.
Manticore
Ooh.
is
That disadvantage.
going to disengage
Oh.
Oh.
and begin to fly away. It's got 50 feet of flying. It's going to start flying this way.
Yeah, we showed you. Leans on a Warhammer.
The woman calls out from up here. It's like, it'll just come back. Kill it. Madriel, what's your go?
Sadly, I think I agree. Yeah, we'll do the. Well, actually, let me check. Is it 60 feet? Sacred Flame? Yeah. Yeah. Deck save, please.
Okay, save for the Manticore. It's a 15, unfortunately.
It's Madriel's turn. She's going to back up towards the woman.
Okie doke. Ruby's go.
Ruby, I assume, just nods, gets the longbow out.
Night.
Oh, Ruby.
18
Oh,
hits.
hit with the longbows. Doing well with the longbows. Should have made her a ranger.
4 points of piercing.
Damage, though.
Sapphire, it's your go.
Sapphire lets the warhammer drop to the ground. Alright, one more to go. I'm gonna get the light crossbow out.
Mm-hmm.
Within 80 feet, right?
Yeah, definitely. 19 hits.
Yeah, 5 damage.
5 points of piercing damage. Nib. Shame if you'd used sleep now, that would have probably worked.
And it can't really work now, because if it falls asleep, it'll just get woken up by hitting the ground.
True. Well, then does it say specifically?
She's got another spell slot.
Oh, she does. I didn't know that. Let's quickly read what sleep says.
Starting with a creature that has the lowest current hit points, each creature affected by the spell falls unconscious until the spell ends. The sleeper takes damage.
Takes damage, yeah, just some damage in general.
Might die from the fall.
How high up is it?
It's probably like 25 feet. It like just picked up and went sort of straight upwards at an angle and float 50 feet. So I'd say it's probably.
It would give us another round of like smacking it as well, maybe.
Oh, I don't think I could get in range to smack it.
I want Ruby to snipe its face off.
Yeah. It would be prone though.
It would be prone, yeah. Yeah, fuck it, sleep.
Okay, roll 5d8 for me. It's not enough. Because
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
yeah, it's not enough. You needed 18, not 15.
God damn it.
Manticore is going to continue flying. And it's going to dash 100 feet right to the edge of the battle map.
Ah, miles away.
Madriel, it's your go.
I don't think I have anything that can get in range. What's the long range on a light crossbow? 320. Oh yeah, disadvantage shot. Let's go. Oh, 20 and a 1.
Yeah, the natural one does miss, unfortunately. Yeah. Ruby, it's your go.
Ruby's got a long bow. She can do 600 foot. Still disadvantage. Unless it's within 150 feet?
Should be. I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is just literally 150 feet.
Oh, come on, Ruby.
Come on, Ruby. One good long bow.
Sapphire, it's your go.
Sapphire's just like, I don't think we're getting it, but one more disadvantage like crossbow.
No, misses. Yep. Nib.
Firebolt's 120.
I think she's
10 feet.
Yeah, she can get in range.
Pew.
It hits.
Oh, I should have just stuck to fireballing. Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's so low.
Oh no.
It's gonna move another 100 feet away. Can anyone keep up with the shots? I think Ruby still can, right? At disadvantage.
Only Ruby, yeah, disadvantage.
Come on.
350 with light crossbow, to be fair.
Yeah, you should be able to keep up then. So it's currently 100 feet off the map.
Okay. I think, yeah.
So can Madriel do anything?
Light crossbow at disadvantage, yeah.
Okay, go for it. No, misses. Ruby.
Ruby at disadvantage.
Oof, 9 misses.
Oh,
Sapphire.
God.
Yeah.
Natural 1 misses. Nib.
Nib can't.
No.
Nib's 1. Nib would move there. It's definitely
yes. Yeah.
Nib's done.
Another 100 feet, it gets away, so it's 200 feet off the map now. If people were still in range or not, I don't know.
So I think this is our last round of
disadvantage
shots.
Hits with a 15.
Ooh,
Oh
Oh,
my... How do you kill it, Madriel?
yeah,
At the very edge of the
Jesus.
range, I genuinely think Madriel closes her eyes and like prays to her celestial connection. And it's just like, fucking Jesus, take the wheel. I trust you. Raises the crossbow and just fires.
And the bolt flies through the air, and you look up as you imagine the shadowy figure of the dragon flying overhead, and the bolt just flies across and just hits, and you don't even see where it hits, but you hear this followed by a like thud into the ground.
yeah, no.
And
Jesus.
I think with that we will end the combat and also end today's session.